Making the decision to modify your home, move, or build a new home is a complicated one.
There are many things to consider: the family finances, the type of home you're in, the type of neighborhood you're in, the type of disability your child has, what their potential is for development. And you also need to develop a plan for the long run. What's going to happen now, what's going to happen 5 years from now, what's going to happen 10 years from now. You really need to be thinking about how needs will change over time.
He's going to outlive me, or and so he and my other son. Just by the nature of things, children mostly outlive their parents. So I think it's important to have a long-range kind of a view.
Shirley Green spends a lot of time thinking about the future. A 73-year-old woman has 2 adult children with special needs. Her older son, Josh, was paralyzed in a construction accident 13 years ago. Her younger son, Chris, is developmentally disabled.
He was who we thought was our disabled son, and Josh was going to take care of Chris. Now it's the other way around.
After the accident, Josh spent nearly 5 years in various nursing homes. His mother was not happy with the care he was getting.
So I was determined to make things better for him somehow.
As soon as Josh's insurance settlement came through, Mrs. Green hired an architect and started drawing up plans for an addition to her home.
We worked on these architects' plans, and they kept getting changed and changed several times. I spent a lot of money that I wish I had known things. I wish I'd known there was such a thing as architects that know about building for the disabled.
It took another year to get the addition built, but eventually it all came together. Mrs. Green was able to bring Josh home to a bright and airy room that quickly became the hub of family activities.
My computer is in there, another desk, televisions, children's toys, because his nieces and nephew are in and out. So he's a part of a lot that goes on.
After all the changes she lived through, Mrs. Green is delighted with the way the addition turned out. On the ceiling of Josh's bedroom, there is a track that runs from his bed to a large accessible bathroom. Josh can be placed into a sling and easily transferred to the tub. A huge supply closet stores essential items out of sight. A small sink adjacent to the bed is extremely convenient for anyone taking care of Josh. Mrs. Green also had a stackable washer-dryer installed in the room so that she would not have to carry soiled linens through the house to the basement laundry area. But her favorite feature is the wall of glass that gives Josh an expansive view of the sky.
I always wanted to have something that he could look up at the sun and the moon and the stars, because his eyes was the biggest thing he had going for him.
Recently, she added on a deck, replacing the floor-to-ceiling windows with wide double doors that preserve Josh's view, but also allow his entire bed to be rolled outside. The second floor of the addition houses a caregiver suite.
It seemed to me that it made sense to have some rooms there for somebody to stay in if there was ever a need for a caretaker. I was, after all, 67 when we were building this thing. One thing I did do that I thought was pretty smart, when I made those rooms upstairs for the caregiver, I had the guy put a window so that the caregiver could look down on Josh from that room up there. I think we'll always be thinking of something new, something different that we want to do. Reading the magazine we were reading before. What's good for me mostly is the fact that I have him here. And this is my firstborn son. I like the challenge of thinking of new things to do and wondering what we'll do next.
You want to be sure when you're looking for an architect that you're going to be able to work comfortably with them. And you need to get involved in the process, go out and see the equipment that they're specifying. If possible, try it out and know what you're going to be getting before it's installed. The more time that you can spend during the design process, the more efficient the construction process will be and will translate into dollars in savings for you.
One of the interesting things that has appeared on the home modification scenes is the whole concept of universal design, which is really designing a home or environments that will work for the largest number of people possible. And many of the families in our study talked about how the changes that they're making for their child now really benefit the whole family.
Steps are a tremendous obstacle to anybody in a wheelchair, and the fact that we don't have any steps in the entire house is going to be a benefit to us in the future also. So it really is a home for all of us.
Luanne and Bill Garvey were living in this two-story home when their 3-year-old daughter Leah was seriously injured in a car accident in 1987. They did extensive renovations to make the house accessible. But as Leah grew, the Garveys realized that it was just too small.
It was very difficult transferring around through existing doorways that we were not able to widen everything in the house. So we really wanted to start with a clean sheet of paper and go with something that was wide open, as wide open as possible.
By working closely with an architect for well over a year, the Garveys were able to plan an environment that would meet Leah's highly specialized needs.
Bye, Colleen.
And comfortably accommodate the rest of the family as well. The wide halls and doorways give everyone plenty of room to move around.
It allows the family, I think, to play together better also, because there are areas where we can maneuver easily around and that sort of thing, and it's brought the family, I think, a little closer together.
Throughout the house, accessibility is enhanced by pocket doors that are extremely easy to open and close. Tall windows let in plenty of light and provide visual stimulation for Leah, who is nearly blind. The large accessible bathroom makes it much easier to bathe, shower, and toilet Leah. And Leah's custom-designed bedroom is tailor-made for her.
We found that normal furniture is an obstacle for her to maneuver around. So it's built into the walls, and she can get into her own drawers. Her field of vision is upper, so we put the TVs high.
With Leah's future in mind, the Garveys also added a fully equipped apartment for a live-in caregiver. One reason the house works so well is that the Garveys were realistic about what their daughter can and can't do. The new kitchen is a good example.
Push your chair leg, come up to the breakfast bar.
Due to Leah's disabilities, we don't feel that she would be able to safely cook in the kitchen, but we've provided a space for her to be the center of the action.
Hot and sweaty. Are you?
She loves to husk corn. That's one of her favorite jobs. Washing vegetables and drying dishes, and they're her favorite things in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, as elsewhere in the house, the Garveys incorporated state-of-the-art assistive technology that supports Leah's ability to do things as independently as she can.
We like the sensors on the sink, that she doesn't have to deal with the lever to turn the sink on and off, and it's temperature controlled, so it's safe for her.
By far, everyone's favorite part of the house is the indoor pool. With the aid of a lift that is completely powered by water pressure, the Garveys are able to effortlessly help Leah into the pool.
And then she's free in the pool to move around by herself, to swim around with her brother a little bit, paddle around, and, you know, splash and that sort of thing.
Play games.
Right.
Tagging, tagging. Go, Leah. Go.
Everything she can do independently is a reward, no matter how small the step is or how minor the task. It gives her some self-esteem and makes us feel good too. She's a wonderful kid, and she deserves it all.